Hi, all the signs of the zodiac. I'm Pam, the Lucky Mermaid, psychic, seer, and modern mystic, bringing you psychic predictions and messages for this mid-month psychic tarot update, April 2022. Please be sure to watch your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign to get a more clear picture of what's to come for you in this mid-month of April and perhaps beyond, because timing will be different for all of you in these general readings. Remember, some months your rising sign and your moon sign will resonate more for you than your sun sign, and if you're born on the cusp of your sign, sometimes your psychic predictions and messages are coming to you from there, so you might want to check that out. I'm using the Morgan Greer Tarot deck in these readings. All that being said, now onto your mid-month psychic tarot update, and I'm starting with the sign of Aries. Aries, the first card you have is the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords is pause, a meditative state, a recuperation from an illness. This could also indicate prayer. I feel like you're going through numerous things, and some of them may feel really like challenges for you. And you may have felt like you can't see the forest for the trees. Lately, you may have felt like you've had some kind of like brain fog, or like, you know, things have been not clear to you. You may even feel the call to delve in deep to subjects that are spiritual in nature. Quiet time alone in reflection or meditation would be really helpful for Aries, sun, moon, and rising sign people in this mid-month of April. Some of you may find yourself linking up with some new people on social media in this mid-month, which could involve you taking you into new directions. So if you're interested in any kind of like new esoteric subjects or new interests of any kind, it doesn't have to be spiritual, esoteric, or metaphysical. It could be any kind of new interests. You may find yourself getting on new forums or connecting with people on social media that are involved in certain groups that you're interested in. You could attend like certain groups, like fairs, festivals, or events, and you could get connected with socially with people. That now, it may be just for that particular event or that particular interest. It may not continue on. These friendships may be temporary, but for some of you, they could develop into bigger friendships. I feel like you're kind of in a quandary about how to handle certain people that you're dealing with, or certain situations, or both. These are the things that come up for you in this mid-month of April. Now, the card that you have that comes up with it is the moon. And the moon is secrecy and deception in romance. It could be secrecy by itself. It could be romance by itself. It could also indicate your psychic ability and your intuition is heightened and increasing in the mid-month of April. It could also be that something is an illusion right now. You may have the feeling like somebody has bamboozled you, or somebody's gotten the better of you in some kind of situation. I get like you want clarity. My guides are saying you may feel like somebody's been talking about you behind your back. This could be happening at work. It could be in a friendship situation or family. I don't know where it's happening, but you may get that feeling like, is somebody dogging me behind my back? People are talking about me behind my back. And you may want clarity on that. Like, well, what are they saying? And what kind of effects is that going to have for your, especially if it's related to your work. and socially. But work, you may feel like, well, how's that going to affect me at my job? You know, what's going to start up if that's if that's where it's occurring. You may delve into learning a new language. You may also be looking into how to communicate with people better. And this could be just day-to-day communications. Maybe you feel like, yeah, my communication skills aren't that great. Or maybe you don't like texting so much because, you know, texts can get misunderstood and misinterpreted. But you may feel that way, like about how you communicate with your kids or how you're communicating with your spouse. But you may feel like you need to communicate with people better. If you have something for sale, you could have somebody eyeing up something you have for sale, or even if it's not for sale, you could have people offering to buy your house, and maybe you're not selling your house, or a friend of yours may see you have something and you're not paying attention to it too much, but they could use it or be interested in it. They may say, hey, you want to sell that computer you never use, or that camera you're not using, or that motorcycle that you never ride that's sitting in the garage, or, you know, that old car you have sitting outside. I'd like to buy it from you if you consider selling it. Don't be surprised, because I get people eyeing up something you have for sale or maybe not for sale and could give you an offer. You know, and if you've trusted the wrong people in the past, Aries, it could come back. I don't want to say come back to bite you or haunt you, but something you've trusted about people in the past, you may find like, oh man, here that comes again. Like maybe you told people some secrets or something, or you confided in them, and then somehow you find out that they told, or they were not really your friend, or they weren't trustworthy. So you may find out that something you told to somebody, or something you trust, someone you trusted, it could come back, and that could come back in a whole variety of ways. It may come back up again, and you may be like, oh, I never should have trusted them. But I hope these messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Taurus. And the first card you have, Taurus, is the Emperor. And the Emperor is a strong male figure that could be in the living or that's deceased. Or a paternal figure, a father, grandfather, great-grandfather, someone like a father figure to you, ex-husband, husband, boss, ex-boss, brother, uncle. It's usually male. There's strong Aries energy here, but it could be other things. But we'll see why it's here for you. You could be going round and round with this Emperor figure, and I hear bargaining. So you could be trying to sell something. You could be negotiating something like a raise, or you could be trying to come to an agreement of a sale, but I get bargaining. You're bargaining with them. I feel like they're savvy. They're a savvy business person, so I feel like they know what they're doing. And there's like calculated risk with them. So you may want to take a calculated risk of working for them or going into a business partnership with them, especially with the second card that I just see here. I didn't even notice it until I looked down. It makes sense with your second card. So you're doing some kind of bartering, business negotiations, considering whether to take some kind of risk or calculated risk or gamble with some kind of dealings with the Emperor. They make a strong case, and they make a strong, I don't know how else to say this, my guides keep saying bargain. They make a strong case and a strong bargain. And they're also quite intuitive. The Emperor is quite intuitive, at least in the month of April or when you're dealing with them. they could be very instructive to you also. They could be showing you the path to go, giving you the right insight and information, pointing you in the right direction. They're also going to be very good at answering any of your questions. So whatever you're dealing with them, it does seem favorable. They do seem knowledgeable. They do seem to be trustworthy. They could even open some real doors for you, Taurus. They could really open some doors for you in the mid-month of April. So the card you have with it, oh, there's Max is coming in, so you're going to get snoring. Everybody be prepared for the snoring. So the next card you have with it, Taurus, is the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles is a card that symbolizes the card of the apprentice, learning a new craft, learning a new skill, starting a new job, starting a new business. It could also be that you're going to gain financial gain and rewards. Financial gain is going to come to you. This Emperor, I feel, is going to put you into a position of power, because from Eight of Pentacles, I'm hearing putting you in a position of power. Taking on more work, taking on more business, taking on more responsibilities that could give you more money. And it's like things are opening up for you, Taurus. You're going to be talking to the right people, especially when it comes to anything to do with financial investing. I'm sorry, my nose keeps itching. I don't know. Maybe it's the incense. Financial investing or any kind of work or business opportunities. And you're going to see how much you're gaining from all this work and effort that you're going to put into something. Even if you don't work, if you're retired, but if you're putting a lot of effort into something, you're going to see how it's paying off for you. You're going to see the fruits of your labors. And especially if you're trying to sell anything, or if it's involving business or work, you're going to see the fruits of your labors. And some of you are going to start memorizing things and doing things from a new angle or a new perspective. Even if it's a job or a craft or a skill you've already been doing, you may find something's going to shift here and you're going to start doing things from a new perspective. You may also find yourself getting acclimated into new working conditions or new situation of work. Some of you Tauruses may, I hear, skill set and dividing your time between two things. So you may even find yourself having to do two jobs, or your old skills and your new skills. You may have to marry those together with what's going on here with your Eight of Pentacles and the Emperor card. I do feel your cards are connected. Sometimes the cards are the messages are separate and not connected, and sometimes they are intertwined. And in your case, I feel they are intertwined. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Gemini. First card you have, Gemini, is the Death card, which is transformation. Something ending so something new can begin. Some of you Geminis are revising something. It could be revising your home, revising some report, revising your will, revising some kind of project that you started. And some of you Geminis are going to feel like you need to retreat and you need to get away. So even if it could be long distance, like you may go far, far away. But for some of you, it could just be, a few states away or a few provinces away, depending on where you live. And when you come back from that, I feel it'll take you a little while to settle back into your routine. but I feel it would be a good thing for you to get away and have a vacation. You know, you could have some challenges that could come up, Gemini, where people are going to expect you or ask you or want you to report stuff that you aren't really going to feel like either that's not your job duty, or that's not your responsibility, or that's not your place, and you don't want to do it. I don't know whether you will do it or not, but so this could be coming from, wow, your neighborhood, your parents, your family. It could be coming from, I mean, your boss, but like, you know, maybe like, we want you to report on your coworkers, or we want you to report on what's going on with your neighbors, or we want you to give us a health report on what's going on with mom and dad's health, or what's going on with, you know, your kids or something. But there's somebody that wants you to report something that you don't want to, and you don't really feel like you should have to, because you don't feel it's either your place or your responsibility. Some of you Geminis may be annoyed or fed up with your job, or just tired of your job, and you may start looking for a new job in mid-month of April. But you know, these predictions, happens in private readings. It happens here too. This could have already happened to you. This could be happening later than the mid-month of April. I feel that some of you are going to delve in deep to the internet, or delve in deep to find out, like research, like new job opportunities or new career opportunities. Maybe you want to get a new career even, but like delving in deep, like really investigating it. The card you have with it is the Nine of Pentacles, which is a very good card. This is being at peace and contentment with your life, and having financial stability and abundance behind you. I do feel, though, if you're a working Gemini, you're going to get an increase in your money. Some of you, it's an increase in your salary if you work for other people. If you own your own business, you're going to see your clients and customers or Patreons or whatever it is you're doing will be increasing. Your money will be increasing. I feel like you're going to be gaining some valuable assets. And you may feel like, I need to put this away for a rainy day. Like, that's what we used to say. When I was a kid, I'm dating myself here, how old that saying is, but, you know, save a penny for a rainy day. But, you know, I feel like you're going to think like that. You're going to feel like, I need to save this, or I need to invest it in something that will generate money and be, you know, helpful for my future, or if my career doesn't work out, or whatever. You may be talking to some people that could be new to you or friends to you, or maybe you already know them, but to take a class with them. It could be an aerobics class, it could be a weight training class, it could be an art class, a language class, I don't know, class on computers, it could be class on anything. But I feel like somebody's talking to you to do it. Now, for some of you, it could be somebody new that you recently met, or is a recent new employee where you work, or some neighbor that recently moved in. But for some of you, it could be somebody you knew, and then you meet new people at the class, because you got new people that come up around it, I feel. But I get somebody suggesting or wanting you to take a class with them. And I feel like some of you will do it. And my guides are saying it's going to start out slow, but whatever it is that you're doing is going to really build momentum. So even if you're like, I'm not really sure, or and this could really be the case if it has to do with nutrition, exercise, diet, or working out in, you know, in some way. But this can apply to learning, like learning a new language. During COVID, I was learning a new language during the lockdowns, and it's you know, it's very slow going, but it will gather steam. So I hope those messages were of help to you, Geminis. Now on to Leo. Sorry about that correction. Now on to the sign of Cancer. Hi, Cancer. The first card you have is Three of Pentacles. And Three of Pentacles is a card that symbolizes expanding your skills, expanding your business, expanding your work, attention to craftsmanship and attention to detail. You could get a promotion and have more work to do. Your company could be expanding, or your business could be expanding. Those kind of things come up with Three of Pentacles. I'm hearing you're building up criteria. And my guides are acting like this is for something that you want to do. And for some of you, this could be building up things to go on a resume, like criteria you want to add to a resume, or to like your work portfolio, if you have a portfolio of some sort. Some of you are doing home repairs or rebuilding something, or building something, either rebuilding something or building something. Home repair also comes up, and building up a resume or building up criteria or things for a portfolio, or even something that you want to write that could be like a menu, or like even like I'm going to stick with menu, but menu just sounds like it's about food. But if you were going to show people on some kind of written paper, or even on the internet, of what products and services you provide, like that kind of thing. I'm also hearing my guides are saying you're going to hold out for more money. So if you're trying to sell something and people are giving you lowball or offers, or not giving you the amount that you really want, you may hold out for more money. If you're trying to get a raise or get a new job and they're not offering you what you want, you could be holding out for more money. Some of you may even start building up a business from scratch in mid-April. So the card that you have that showed up with it is the Three of Cups. And the other sign that got Three of Cups is Pisces. Also got it. And Three of Cups is a card that symbolizes three sisters, three females, three friends, help from friends, parties, gatherings, and celebrations. It could be attending a party. You could be throwing the party. This could also indicate a celebratory conclusion to something going on in your life. Some of you are starting to understand some family dynamics better than maybe you did previously. And trying to strengthen family ties or fortifying things to do with your family also comes up here. And also looking in deep to cause and effect, like why certain things happened, maybe between you and one of your siblings, or maybe between other people in your family, like investigating and looking into cause and effect. Some of you could be working with other people. Some of you it's with siblings, but some of you it could be coworkers, or well, I feel it's more family or friendship related actually, where you could be working together to have some kind of party or celebration. Now, for some of you, the party or celebration could be now in April. I mean, there is Easter and there's other holidays in April. I'm not sure of the dates for other religions, I believe. But it could also be something that's going to go on in September. And you could be joining forces with your siblings or other family members, or it could be friends, maybe coworkers, but that's last, like planning a party. Could be a family reunion. It could be some other kind of gathering. Could be a wedding or an engagement party or a shower. And I feel like my guides are talking about a lot of loose ends to tie up. And, you know, that it does happen when party planning is going on. You know, some of you, I go back to this card. My guides just said you could be building a structure like a gazebo or a hoopah or something like that for an upcoming wedding. And here you're planning it. Here you and your siblings or friends are planning the event. And here you are working on constructing some structure for it. For some of you, but there were other messages in there. So I hope those messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense, Cancer. Now on to the sign of Leo. Hi, Leo. You wanted to show up in your reading, I think. You have Queen of Rods, and this is a fire sign female. This is either Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. This could be you because you are a Leo, but it could be somebody else you're connected to. I feel like I'm hearing the words emotional currents and underpinnings. I feel like you're going through some kind of emotional, I don't know whether I want to say transformation or upheaval, or there's something going on with you emotionally. It's like your coping mechanisms, you're dealing with things, coping with things, your coping mechanisms are being triggered. Like what you can deal with and what you can't. Like what's stirring you up internally, emotionally, and what is not. Some of you, my guides are showing me, you may feel like you have a big fish on the hook, or you put the worm on the hook and you threw it out and you feel like you're going to catch a big fish, or you've got a big fish on the hook. And this is triggering you emotionally, internally. Because what this is going to drive up is like uncertainty, like, am I doing the right thing? Is this the right path to go on? But it has to do with this hook, with the worm on it that you're catching. So what's catching a big fish? That could be a job, it could be a client, it could be a customer, it could be a significant other, like you want to, you know, have a love partner. Like catching a big fish could mean a lot of things. So since it's a general reading, Leo, you have to figure out what that big fish is for you. Some of you Leos are going to have a longtime friend that's going to show up and come back into your life. Now, this could have already occurred. I've said this on one of the other signs. Some of you, this may have already happened. Some of you, it's happening right now, and some of you, it could happen in the future. They may want to be in partnership with you again. It could be a love partnership. It could be a friendship partnership. It could be a business partnership. I feel like you're going to consider it. The next card you have is the King of Pentacles. This is an earth sign person, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. So you have these two together, King of Pentacles, Queen of Rods. This could be the person that's coming back in that's a friend from the past. Some of you Leos are going to start training with the King of Pentacles. So it could be a personal trainer. It could be you're starting a new job, or somebody's coming in from corporate and they're going to train you in some way. Some of you, this King of Pentacles is, my guides are saying, building a relationship together. It could be a love relationship. It could be a business relationship. It's like, I feel that you and the King of Pentacles person, this earth sign person, have a lot of the same principles. I don't know if I want to say maybe morals, but it comes up as you that's my dog Max is sleeping right over here. So you can see him. It's like you have this, you believe in the same principles. And like you theorize in the same way. Joining forces together, teamwork, this all comes up here. Some of you, there could be an engagement of marriage that could come up for some of you with this King of Pentacles. Because there's planning that comes up here. And some of you could be planning to have a business together. Some of you could be planning a wedding. You've got planning. You two are going to plan here. This earth sign person is very intelligent. And my guides are saying they're very intelligent, factual. They know a lot of facts. And you two would work very well together. And you would help them like get closure to other things, to help them put things into perspective. So it's not like they're only helping you out or they're only the shining moment here. You also help them in other ways. So it would be a good union no matter what you're forming here. Business partnership, friendship, or love relationship or marriage would be good with you and this earth sign person. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Virgo. Hi Virgo, the first card you have is the Nine of Rods, and the Nine of Rods is being prepared and ready for battle. It can also mean getting your ducks in a row and getting organized. This card can also symbolize being suspicious of someone or something. I feel that some of you Virgos are going to find that you have to take apart something. It could be taking apart a car. It could be taking apart machinery. It could be taking apart a garage, an attic, a building, a structure. It could be taking apart something you already did, like for work or business. And I get having to assemble it again using directions or with directions. I laugh because I don't like directions. And maybe you Virgos don't like directions either. This will take time. Whatever this isn't going to be a quick fix. So hunker down and don't think you're going to blow through it like lightning. My guides are saying Virgos are going to see how things are going to fall into place after June. So if you feel like things are like tricky or in disarray or mixed up between now in April all the way through till the end of June, things are going to fall into place in June, in the month of June. And you're going to be better off financially speaking at that time as well. You're going to put yourself in a position of power because you can't be controlled by other people. Now, I feel that I don't know. I feel like I'm talking to a certain group of Virgos there. Because your willingness to comply, I'm hearing like that's futile. Like some of you Virgos are going to really feel like, I don't want to be controlled. I don't want to be manipulated. I want to be my own boss. Expecting me to conform is futile. Like I'm getting all these vibes about you right now, Virgo. And I feel like I'm hearing like, I got to haul ass and get ready and get prepared and get ready for battle. So I do actually feel like there is something coming up for you that you may feel like you see some contentious situation coming your way that you feel like you have to be prepared for. You've got the Magician next, which is what you think about, you bring about. It's the card of the manifester. What's in the ethers and in the spiritual plane and in your mind, you can manifest into physical reality, and you have all the tools in front of you with which to do so. It can be trickster energy, but usually to me, the Magician is manifesting something. I get you're going to be very combative. I feel that Virgos are going to say, you're going to do things my way. I don't know if you're talking to your kids. You could be talking to your spouse. You could be talking to employees or people you hire on the short term. You may be like, no, 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 no. Because I get, you're going to do things my way. Some of you, if you are involved in a business where you have clients or customers, I'm hearing it as building up clients. So you may be building a strong client base in mid-April, or it could have already happened, or it could be coming up in the future, beyond April. And I get you're going to be very instructive, like, you know, commanding the room, like instructing, teaching, this is how we're going to do this. We're going to do things my way. You could be teaching a class, you could be teaching coworkers, you could be teaching your kids. But I do feel like, and like I said, people, if you need to hire them to do work for you in a short term. And I do hear you're going to learn about doing things in new ways, my guides say, but it's like you learn from a master. So it's not like you're going to give up. This is, I heard something similar to this for one of the other signs, like, it's not exactly, but there is some similarity here where either you're saying it to the people that you're hiring or that you're instructing, like, learn from the master, here's new methods, but you've learned from the master. Or you feel that way, like you had great training and education and learned from somebody that was really well schooled and educated. So you learned from the master, but you're also learning new ways. Either that's happening to you or you are doing this to others. So yours was a little confusing. I hope those messages made sense to you, Virgos. Now on to the sign of Libra. To get more psychic messages and predictions from my spirit guides, please check the description box below this video for the links for my most recent videos for Vimeo. I look into very specific topics using a variety of divination tools to bring you more accurate predictions for your astrological signs. These links and descriptions are also available on the videos page of my website, www.theluckymermaid.com. Thank you. Hi, Libra. So the first card you have, Libra, is the Lovers. And the Lovers is a card that means two people that are intertwined with each other, that have an empathic connection, being in tune with each other's needs. There could be sexual chemistry here. Sometimes there's love, not always with the Lovers. I do feel that Libras are going to feel emotionally connected or feeling emotional towards someone. You could be feeling like you want somebody to be clear about their intentions about you. You may be feeling like you want somebody to be more expressive emotionally expressive to you, to be more emotionally available to you, to let you know where you stand emotionally. You could feel ultra sensitive at this time, like you could get hurt really easily now, or you could feel in love really easily now. You may feel like you want somebody to really be there for you and to really do things for you or do more for you. If you're already intertwined with somebody, you could still have these feelings like you want them to be there for you more, or there's certain things you want them to do for you more than what has been going on. You could be a little jealous now, or a little protective, like possessive or protective over your partner right now, or about maybe somebody that you're interested in. If you've been admiring somebody from a distance, you might, and you haven't let them know that you're interested in them or that you have a crush on them, you may express that now. You may say, you know, I really have an interest in you, or I'm really attracted to you. You may start saying that to your partner, or to your partner. But I mean, that's more like what I feel like you're going to say to somebody that you've admired from afar, or a friend that's now turning into you want them to know you have romantic feelings for them. So the next card you have in your reading is the Justice card, which is dealing with legal documents, court papers, lawyers, the court systems, divorces, settlements, lawsuits. It could also be in a situation you felt was unfair or unjust, now is becoming fair and just, and it doesn't always have to be legal. It could be just something's going to be made fair now. Some of you Libras may have some kind of litigation that's going on, or something is going to go to trial. Somebody could back out of it at the last minute and then want to make the settlement or try to change the date. If it's you that does it, I don't know if it'll be this if the other person does it, but if you that does it, it could cause trouble for you in some way. If it's not legal, you may feel like your relationship with someone isn't something, could feel like it's not balanced or completely fair, or you may feel like it's more one-sided, like you're more into them than they are into you, or vice versa. I feel like you're digging in deep emotionally, and you may be asking yourself tough questions about your relationship with someone, and you may feel that you've suffered abuse. Now, some of you, this may not be physical abuse or sexual abuse or any kind of abuse like that. It could be emotional abuse or mental abuse. You could feel like you may dig deep in emotionally and be asking yourself, is this some form of abuse I'm suffering from with my partner? Some of you may be asking yourselves that. Some of you that are already married may go through some kind of separation. I don't know, I've heard people say there is no such thing as being legally separated. I think that may differ state to state, because I'm hearing legally separated is what my guides just said to me. So some of you may be considering whether you need to do that or not. Some of you may also feel like the balance of power is going to shift back, and you want more power to be in your hands. You may feel like your partner had too much power in their hands. So I hope those messages were of help to you. Now on to the sign of Scorpio. Hey, Scorpio. First card you have is Knight of Pentacles. And this is an earth sign person, Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. It could be you if you have a rising sign or a moon sign that is an earth sign. You may feel like everything falls on your shoulders or falls in your lap. There you can see who's snoring it up in your reading. Like you may feel like a lot of responsibilities or job duties or things are all falling in your lap. And you may have a lot of questions about this, Scorpio. You may be like, why is this happening? And my guides are saying there needs to be a conference, there needs to be a meeting. So if you have a sibling that's doing this to you and it's about dealing with an elderly relative that needs help or assistance, or if this is happening in a club, group, or organization you belong to, then a meeting needs to happen there. It could be happening at your job where maybe you're like, well, this one went out on leave, or this one quit, or that one got fired, and now all this responsibility is coming on my plate. Meeting needs to happen, like with your superiors, your manager, supervisor, or boss. Like this, like if you're a Scorpio that feels like all this is falling on top of you and you don't like it, you need to have a meeting about it. And for some of you, it's coming from a Virgo. My guide said Virgo. So this earth sign person, for some of you, may have sun, moon, or rising sign in Virgo. For some of you Scorpios, there could also be somebody that is a Pentacles person, an earth sign person that wants to take like something from you, power away from you, or money away from you, or something away from you. For some of you, a new romance could be developing with the Knight of Pentacles. I feel that would happen more strongly in June, July, or August, but for some of you, it could even start happening now. You could maybe, if you're single, you could build a life or a relationship with this person. But for some of you that have contention here with this Knight of Pentacles person, money could be being discussed also. So you got the star here, which is a spiritual blessing, an answered wish or an answered prayer. Angels, the divine source, hearing your wishes and prayers, and you getting some kind of spiritual blessing. If you have the opportunity to go to bat for somebody, it's going to pay off. So like you like standing up for somebody or recommending somebody, or, you know, saying they didn't do it, it wasn't their fault for somebody, or hey, you should give them a job, like going to bat for them in some way. If this comes up, and it could even be the Knight of Pentacles person, it will end up paying off for you in the long run. You're going to have a lot of great conversations that are going to be flowing over the next 3, 4, 5, even 6 weeks. And this is going to enable you to state your case or get your agendas or ideas out there to whomever, the public, your bosses, whomever you need to do that to. And you're going to find like new ways to do things, like new, different and creative ways to do things comes up here for some of you. And anything that was broken down, I feel you're going to fix it. And some of you, it's relationships. So if you had any old broken down relationships, I feel like you're going to fix it. But it could even be things like a car or an air conditioner or something else, a tractor, a jet ski, a motorcycle, a piece of equipment. If something is old and broken down, I do feel like you're going to repair it and fix it. But what came up first is relationships. Because my guides are saying mending fences. You're going to mend fences. So literally or relationship-wise, mending fences comes up here. And I do pick up that Scorpios are going to feel some kind of relief because I see you getting things off your chest. So remember what I said, conversations flowing, Look at all the meetings that came up here with this card. You're going to feel lighter, better, relieved. You're going to get some things off your chest. So I hope this reading was of help to you, and I hope it made sense. Now on to the sign of Sagittarius. Hey Sagittarius, first card you have is 8 of Rods. And 8 of Rods is news coming to you swiftly. It could be emails, text messages, phone calls. It could also be the arrows of love coming to you. It could also be long distance travel. It also could be swift or sudden change. You know, for some reason, I don't know why they're bringing up August for you, but it could happen this month. But I feel like you're going to have a lot of action in the month of August. And anything that you have to create, anything you have to create, produce, whether it's written or in words, or it's something you have to physically create, you're going to be getting it out there. You're going to be moving along with it. It's going to be moving. And anywhere, like, I also hear you getting positive feedback from people. So if you're like in sales, if you have to sell anything for a living or personally sell things, I get you getting good feedback for what you're doing, what you're selling. I also feel that Sagittarians are going to start to feel more energetically charged up. Almost like as if you got plugged into some kind of electrical socket. You're going to feel like, go, go, go. I want to get this done. I want to get that done. I'm making this happen. You're going to be like full of ideas, full of energy, want to move and shake with your ideas. You're going to be the movers and the shakers here, Sagittarius, now and moving forward. If you get invited to attend any kind of wedding, gathering, any kind of event, if you go, a lot of things are going to happen really fast for you about that. Like either the whole thing about suddenly you get asked, suddenly you go, and all of that, or you go, you get the invitation, you go, and then a lot of things happen to you really fast in relation to you going to this gathering or event. Card you have with it is 10 of Cups. This is happily ever after. So you could have a happy relationship. It could be love. It could be marriage. It could be just great things, great luck happening to you. You're going to have feelings like an elevation of consciousness and an elevation of mood. Like feeling lucky, like things are on the up and up, like feeling like you're getting some good luck here. Some of you could be getting engaged. Some of you could be hearing about somebody that's getting engaged that you love and care about. And you're going to be toasting and blessing the happy couple or the happy union, whether it's you or it's somebody you care about. And, you know, some of you are going to find that there's going to be people that really want to talk to you or see you. And it could be like your popularity is increasing. You could be like, hey, you know, they want you to come on, come out, come on, come with us, come to this gathering, or come hang out with us, or it's just not a party. It's not a party if you're not there, you know, so come on, you got to come. You've got to come to the party, come to the gathering, come to the event. Yeah, you are getting good news. You are getting good news. And I feel that you're going to feel like you finally achieved this particular goal that you wanted. Something you wanted to see happen is happening here. But, you know, it's really hard for me to pinpoint because it's a general reading and there's so many Sagittarians Sun, moon, and rising sign people, I can't pinpoint it exactly. Some of you are going to hear there's a marriage going to happen, an engagement. Some of it, it's you. Some of you, it's some other kind of really good news. You're going to feel like action is happening in your life. Also, anything that you do or that you sell or that you put out there, you're going to be getting positive feedback for it. I really keep feeling like the Sagittarians are going to get good news about something you've been waiting for. My guides are saying it that way. So to break it down, I could be sitting here for hours. So I hope those messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. And now on to the sign of Capricorn. Hi, Capricorn. First card you got is Ace of Rods, new beginnings. So this could be new beginnings in anything. New job, new home, new love life, new life in some other kind of way, receiving an inheritance. It's some kind of new beginning. Yeah, you're going to feel like you've got it going on, and you're going to feel like you have to make some kind of big step or move forward in April, or maybe even in May. And you're leaving something behind. Now, it could be, you could be starting a new love relationship and you're leaving an old one behind. You could be moving and you're leaving an old place behind. You could be starting a new job and you're leaving the old job behind. But I definitely get you're starting something new here and you're leaving something behind. And you're going to also present yourself in a way that shows like you're like you're an authority, or like you've got your act together, like you know what's going on, you've got a handle on a situation. And if your life had been kind of stuck or stale for a little while, you're going to feel like your life has gotten like it's shaking up, like things are starting to happen now. And I feel that some of you are taking on more responsibility or responsibilities, but I feel like you're up for it. You're ready for the challenge. It may cost you some money to do some of this. New beginnings may actually, whatever the new beginnings are, there's money involved. You could be getting money, but you also may have to spend money here. And you're going to have a new outlook, and you may even find yourself in a new location. If your job is changing, it could be for work. If you're moving, it could be because you're living in a different place. But I get many of you are going to find yourself in a new location. And whatever these changes are, whatever this new beginning is, you are going, like I said, you're going to have new responsibilities. You're going to take on more accountability for things, new responsibilities. Feel like you have more power. Some of you could be getting a promotion here. It could be an upgrade at your job or a new job. And you're going to feel like you finally crossed some kind of finish line here for something you wanted. So I feel like you're getting something you want. You have the Six of Swords with it, which is moving from troubled shores to better shores. It can also mean moving, literally moving your residence. It could be having to do a new commute for work. Yeah, I keep hearing it. I'm leaving someplace behind, and you are so you're leaving something and going somewhere new. And this is going to be an adventure for you, and it may take a long time. Like the adventure you're going to go on, it's a long adventure. I don't feel like this is a short adventure. And you may even feel like you're starting to establish yourself. Almost maybe even as a new person. You may feel like where you're establishing yourself is new, but you may also feel like something about you is establishing yourself as a new person. So it could even be a new job, a new career, a new place you're living. To do this, there are like steps and things involved that you're going to have to take care of and do along the way to make this happen. I do feel like you're going to get to your final destination, but it could take several months to do it. So if you're making some kind of big job move or a living situation move or a career move, I feel it's happening in 2022. For some of you, it could be happening now in mid-April. But for some of you, it's going to take several months for you to get to the end goal, which you do get here. This is like I keep seeing this in my head over and over and over again. My guides have shown me 3 times. So I guess I better tell you, I keep seeing a runner in a relay race when they get the baton, and then you have to keep running and you cross the finish line with the baton of Ace of Rods in your hand. So you're winning here. But you have to go through these steps. And for some of you, the steps are going to take several months to do it. So I hope those messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. Now on to the sign of Aquarius. Hi, Aquarius. You have 5 of Rods, which is an internal struggle going on inside of you. It could be a struggle with coworkers, family members, or any clubs, groups, or organizations you belong to. It could be with neighbors. But like I said, it could be an internal struggle going on inside of you. You may feel like you're at cross purposes with yourself, Aquarius, in mid-April. You may feel like you want this, but you have to do that. Or you want this, but you want that. And you want this, but you want that. So you may be at odds with yourself internally about things that you want. And some of the things that you want may not look right now like easily attainable, or you have conflicting feelings about what you want. You may feel like you've tried really hard to continue on with something that was a difficult situation, or it could even be medical conditions. Like you may have tried to pursue, you feel, like get better, but it's like a struggle, or things that you've tried to attain. Doesn't have to be medical, it could be other things. It could be your living situation. It could be your job, could even be in a relationship. And you may feel like, I've given it my best effort. I've put all this energy into it. I've tried really hard to make this happen or come to fruition. It could be even a business or an aspect of your business. But you may feel like conflicted about it. Like, I put all this energy into it. I keep putting this energy into it. And then you have conflict. Like, do you want to keep doing it? Or is it something you still want to do? Or I put all this effort into it, and now what do I do? Do I stop doing it? Do I switch doing it? Like, it is internal. I mean, some of you could be having struggles with people outwardly, but I feel like if you are, it's because you're struggling with the things I'm talking about inwardly for some of you. And you may also feel like other people around you are too persnickety and finicky. You may feel like everybody's too set in their ways, or they're too, they want things to be their way. They don't want to cooperate. They don't want to help. Or they're too fixed on it has to be this way. They don't want you to change what you're doing. You may feel like people you're working with or dealing with, either in your home or family or friendships, are too finicky or persnickety about what they want, how their agenda needs to go. So the card you have with it, Aquarius, is the King of Rods. And the King of Rods is a fire sign person. This is either a Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, sun sign, rising sign, or moon sign. It could be you if you have a rising sign or a moon sign that's a fire sign, but it could be somebody else. This could be somebody that wants to be like the voice of reason. They may want to talk to you about something they feel that you should do, get invested in, get involved in. They may want to work with you and help you put things into a new format, or make you aware or wise to different options that you maybe hadn't considered or you hadn't been involved in before. This could also be somebody that could be asking you to make a commitment about something. If you're like dating somebody, they could be asking you to make a commitment about a relationship, or this could be somebody you're dealing with in a business related sense or making some kind of purchase of something. And they may be asking you, okay, Aquarius, I want you to make a commitment here. Are you going to do it, or are you not going to commit to doing it? You may feel like this King of Rods person is too nosy or too insistent. They may look at you like you're too flighty or like you're too inconsistent. This could be somebody that could say there's a breach of contract here, like you agreed to sell this product or service to me, and you didn't follow through on it. So the King of Rods may be saying you didn't do something you agreed to do. You could have some kind of contention with them in April or May. This could also be somebody that's asking you a lot of questions, and you may have internal conflict over what the questions are that they're asking you, or whether you want to say whether you want to answer them or not, or how to answer them or not. Could be stirring up conflict in you. So I hope these messages were of help to you, and I hope they made sense. Now on to the sign of Pisces. Hi, Pisces. First card you have is Ace of Cups. This is a new love relationship. It could also be universal love or love of something that you love to do. It could also indicate a rebirth of an existing love relationship. I do feel that some of you single Pisces are going to be finding someone to love. If you don't see it happening in April, I feel it will happen within the next 4 to 5 months. There's going to be serious commitment brewing here in the offing. So if you are a Pisces that is in a love relationship now, there's a rebirth of that love. If you're not in a love relationship now, you're going to meet someone, and this will be a serious relationship. I do feel there's marriage here for some of you, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign people coming up. Or beginning a life together like a marriage. And this is somebody that's going to see eye to eye with you spiritually also. You're going to be on the same spiritual page. Some of you may, if you believe in religion, you may have the same religious beliefs also. Some of you, new love could come up in August. Some of you, even though I said 4 to 5 months, I do hear some of you, it could also happen in October. Some of you Pisces that are single and love doesn't come into the picture for you, you're recapturing some essence of something that you loved about yourself, or a creative aspect of your life, or something you love to do. You're recapturing it again. It's coming back into your life again. And it's going to bring you peace and make you feel more complete and whole. Some of you Pisces are going to be putting the finishing touches and final finishing touches on some project. It could be a business deal for some of you, but for some of you, I feel like anything creative that you're doing, whether it's a song, lyrics, music, writing, literal artwork like painting, sculpting, or something else that you've created, you could be putting the finishing touches on it now. The card you had that came up with it, now this was the only double I got this round, which is weird because usually I get 3 or 4 cards that are duplicated between the signs. This is the only one, 3 of Cups, and Cancer, your sister sign of Cancer, also got 3 of Cups. And this is parties, gatherings, or celebrations, attending a party, throwing a party. It could also be a celebratory conclusion to something. It could be 3 sisters, 3 females, 3 friends. It could also be help from friends. Some of you are going to find out that you're getting hired at a new job, or you're going to find out you're getting a new position at the job that you have. Some of you that are engaged or going to get engaged, you're going to break bread with your new partner, or if they're coming in, your soon-to-be new partner's family. Some of you Pisces are going to be learning how to translate something into a new language. Some of you Pisces, sun, moon, or rising sign people are going to find out either you're pregnant, you and your partner are pregnant, or that if you applied to adopt a child, or that the adoption is going to happen. Like you're going to find out an adoption is going to go through. Some of you are going to find, again, I get it again, that you are going to make a connection with somebody that you relate to them very strongly on a spiritual level. And that can even be like a feeling. Even if you don't talk about spirituality or religion, you've probably had a karmic connection with them in the past. You've probably known them before in the past, because people do tend to reincarnate in groups. Even though the dynamics can change and it's not going to be necessarily like how you were connected before is the same, but you may have been in there's soul groups. So you may spiritually connect with them because you're from the same soul group and you've reincarnated with them before. So that has come up here again. And I do feel that Pisces are going to feel like some things are really going in their favor, and that through this, things going in your favor, I see you making new connections with new people also. So I got to say, some of the signs had some pretty good luck in April, honestly. Even though I think astrologically speaking, it was maybe going to be a bumpy month, but I feel that a lot of the signs that look like things were starting to go their way. So I hope this reading was of help to you, and I hope it made sense. As always, thank you so very much for watching. I do truly appreciate it. And please like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell when you do subscribe. And that way you'll get notified when I upload my videos here to YouTube. And if you would like to get any of the special video series that I record for my Vimeo on-demand channel, you can access the most recently recorded videos down below in the description box underneath this video. I post my most recent ones there. You can always get my videos all the time. The links are always on my website at theluckymermaid.com. Go to the videos page, and there you will see all the video series I've recorded, what divination tools I've used, how long the predictions go out for. You just click on the sign you want, and it will take you to that video on Vimeo. Now, the most recent video series I've recorded is my solar eclipse in Taurus, April 2022. This I used, it's tarot, crystal, and oracle card readings for the solar eclipse in Taurus, and these effects will last for 6 months. I also, my most recently recorded video series is Career and Finance, Psychic Tarot and Crystal Readings. Those readings start in April of 2022 and go out until the end of October of 2023. So there's 18 months worth of predictions in the Career and Finance, Psychic Tarot and Crystal Readings. Also, my What's Lucky and New for You in 2022, those readings are available. And my Psychic Tarot readings for the new year of 2022, you know, we're not even halfway through the year yet. So if you haven't checked them out yet, I use the Year Ahead Tarot layout, and those readings are running around 40 minutes long. Also, my Big Love readings for 2022 for singles and couples. The first half of the reading is for the single people of your sign. The second half of the reading is for the coupled people of your sign. I use the same format for the singles that I did for the couples. And I do it that way because sometimes you start out the year as a single and end up as a couple. And it can happen the opposite way, where you start out in the couple and by the end of the year, you're single. So that's why they're combined together. So there's many other video series that are probably going to be listed down below as well, but I hope you will check them out. Many people do find that my readings here on YouTube and on Vimeo are like private readings. So I hope you'll give them a chance and check out the feedback, because people do write feedback on those videos on Vimeo. Also, please follow me on my social media pages if you'd like to get more psychic predictions messages from my spirit guides channeled through me. My guides usually, I'm using tarot cards, sometimes oracle cards, and the crystal. So if you want to see what's going on there, my handle on Facebook is The Lucky Mermaid LLC. And on Instagram, The Lucky Mermaid _ Pam Georgel, no dots. If you get contacted by somebody saying, hey, you want a reading on Instagram, it's not me. If you get somebody following you on Instagram, it's not me. They've misspelled something, or they like to add a dot after the _ please know, I have reported them many times. They still try to scam my followers. Please block them and report them. It's the only way to stop it. Instagram has not cared that I've reported them. They still exist. So please know that is happening over there. So I hope you have an absolutely awesome month of April, all the signs of the zodiac out there. And know that I wish you many blessings and peace.